Let's get straight into the land of Dawn for the last and final stand between EVOS Legends and Geek Fam in match number 1.
Let's see. This is going to be a very, very interesting matchup, right? It's the battle of execution again. If Beloy is able to find the proper targets, it's still going to be tough because of EVOS Legends disengage, but Beloy, just as I say it, he does find it onto Hijume. A boy putting some damage down again, and Hijume is zoned away from the minion waves. We said it, Kaja with almost any mage gets the clear down, but the kill pressure from the Kufra is already very visible early on.
Goes in, but Dreams is able to move away, no issue, but Beloy is just using this Kufra to its maximum potential, maximum pressure. And if you look at the emblems though, Hijume is going with the Impure Wrath here, allowing him to sustain a bit more, do a bit more burn damage as well. So overall, bit by bit, he's gonna have a poke advantage unless a boy makes it a bit of a back and forth endeavor in the trading department. So using that, it seems like EVOS Legends will be able to try and get an advantage as Beloyski gets collapsed on here.
Uh-oh, Beloy is in danger here. That might just be first blood over to Taz. Last time he was on the Panda, he absolutely dominated the game. Now he's almost doing the same thing early on. EVOS Legends with a 300 gold lead to start. And in the mid lane as well, you can already see Taz rotating over to put some more pressure down as Boy gets chunked quite a bit.
So far, in the first few minutes, the 2 minutes specifically, you can see that EVOS Legends has had the better time in rotating. They were able to utilize Dreams and just clear that mid lane a little bit more quicker than GEEK SLATE, and you can finally see that paying dividends towards them. EVOS Legends being able to get one pickoff off the board is a good start, but now both teams, they are going to start rotating towards that bottom side as the turtle is going to spot them.
I'm concerned about GEEK SLATE, and their only single magic damage source is going to be quite short range. But now, GEEK SLATE are the ones going in, but Taz makes the play.
Jana still finding the retribution. Taz not going to be stunned up as Luke flickers forward, finding the kill. And GEEK SLATE are on the board, but in the top side, Chadera gets picked off. It's a gank with the Divine Judgment and even the flicker by Dreams onto Chadera. You can't purify out of a suppression.
But the problem is they were able to get a turtle out of it. So turtle versus losing your gold laner earlier on, which would it be worth more for?
I think it depends on what they do with this lead right here. If Chadera can take that lead and start bullying, if Brands can try and use this lead to try and bully Chadera and shut him down, definitely going to be a huge benefit for the side of EVOS Legends. With the turtle, GEEK SLATE isn't really able to do anything too crazy, too significant on the map. So I think overall, it's still a good play for EVOS Legends. But as I was mentioning, having only a Valentina as the magic damage source, it's enough damage. But if EVOS Legends all jump onto a boy, right, or even use the suppression on him, that means that they can just stack physical defense and generally have a pretty good time in those team fights.
Interesting movement by Taz here. Who's going to be poked down? Heavy spin, going to be there with a Divine Judgment as well. Onto a boy, the flicker out down. And another heavy spin. It's stolen away, and it's Taz who gets pinned down. Chadera dealing the damage as the real world inflation comes down onto a boy. The Apprentice Wrath dealing so much damage, and Chadera places the BMI down onto Hijume and Brands. Brands is super low. There is a siege going on here in the top side as Beloy charges in the Tyrant's Revenge. Might just be going for it, but it's a good clear over from EVOS Legends. GEEK SLATE, though, not slowing down at all.
They just keep trading back and forth, not backing away. And even on the other side of the map, in the EXP lane, Cyclops goes for it. Luke is very, very low. He will dash away. The flicker comes in. The British fighter will allow him to escape from that situation. But Luke escapes with his life.
That was so close. And you know, like, in theory, it does make sense, right? Because the fact is, Luke on the Lapu Lapu, he's going to rely so much on his CC. But the fact is, in that lane, but wait a minute here, Taz.
He does have the heavy spin. He's saving it quite for some time here. GEEK SLATE needs to force this out of him. That's going to be the heavy spin popped in, the RWM as well. But it is still Jana finding a way to come back in. Taz secures the turtle, but it is for his life. GEEK SLATE are going to have more pressure to play with, and they have already grouped up as 5 into the mid lane. The top side won't really mean anything as Luke jumps in with a Bravest Spider. Hijume is down. Mid lane control for GEEK SLATE as Dreams gets... No, he doesn't get the Divine Judgment just yet. Now he finds it onto a boy who's going to be brought back, and the Decimate takes him down. EVOS Legends with a better trade on the objectives up top.
In the midst of all that, though, you can see that EVOS They're actually able to take the tower in the top side,
All right, I
though.
see it.
We take a look at the talent's prediction here. It's a bit of a switch. The only GEEK SLATE pick here is for Mirko. So what's going on here, buddy?
I saw your prediction and I went the opposite. That's what I did. It seems I was the only one who went for that. Let's see if it pays off here. Just like how it paid off for Ranger Ramas as Jana jumps onto Hijume. Beloy doing the same thing. Hijume gonna be able to pop the RWM, but Lu's still able to find the kill. Brad still doing a whole lot of damage as that's the heavy spin popped in by Taz to actually zone Beloy down. GEEK SLATE find the mid laner, but it's actually traded for the roamer, which is still very much worth it for GEEK SLATE.
For sure. And so far, Hijume hasn't really had much of an impact. The problem is he's wary, right? With so much dive coming in from GEEK SLATE with the Lapu Lapu, Jana QT as well, it seems like it's difficult for him to position his real-world manipulation properly. So he's either too forward or a little bit too behind in that sense.
You know, I figured that in this game, with so much physical damage threat in the back line, Hijume would go for a very quick defensive item like a brute force breastplate. We've seen it before, and I think this is one of those games where it would be very valuable as Luke gets pulled by Divine Judgment and Brand tries to take him out.
Yeah. What? How does
One
he keep
more.
doing this? Beloy with the time of revenge. Taz.
Whoa!
Okay, there's a pause initiated here. Not sure by who, GEEK SLATE or EVOS Legends, but Luke, man, oh man, 1 HP.
Yes, but it seems like,
every
ladies and
single
gentlemen,
time.
we are entering a pause. But actually gives us a little bit more time to dissect what has happened so far. Because as we like to remind you guys, you know, fair play is our utmost priority. We want to make sure both of these teams have the best of the best to be able to perform the best as well. It seems like both teams are giving their best.
There's a lot of bests,
A lot
man.
of best.
Best squared here.
It's like you're the best analyst.
I mean,
Oh.
they require the best environment,
Best
right?
cute boy.
The
Cute man.
Okay.
He's a man now.
As do we to enjoy this this final match. And so far, we're seeing a great back and forth here. We doubted the Kufra pick, but Beloyski is able to use it to his utmost aggression here, just going in again and again. And he's very wise in picking when to go in. We haven't seen him miss a Tyrant's Revenge just yet so far. And EVOS, you can tell, are kind of struggling with that prospect, but they're still able to trade around the map. They got the tower at first, trading it for the mid lane pressure there. So I think for now, it's just GEEK SLATE going for the kills, and EVOS Legends just trying to find something in compensation of that. And so far, I do think that if things go the same way, EVOS Legends has a bit of an advantage because eventually, right, their vulnerable backline will be able to build in some defensive items and generally have an okay time in those fights against the Lapu Lapu.
Hijume is playing really carefully. Do you notice every time he opens that real-world manipulation, he's either a little too back or a little too forward.
It's also getting pushed back and forth though, so that's the tough part
True.
of being an immovable mage in the situation.
Whoa.
Whoa, what's going on?
What was that? Anyways, back to your point, Arashi.
They just what is this weird music we're hearing? But right, he is being dove on and he is being pushed and jumped on. So you can see that at this point in time, with how ahead Luke is, he's able to use the Bravest Fighter and completely one-shot the Yi in the hands of Hijume. So he needs to be a lot more careful as we take a look at the audience comment. And the pattern is, if you're very confident, usually it's a bit of a jinx. So with Brands, the confidence of the EVOS Legends has increased. And I didn't get to read the rest of the comment, Mirko.
Where's Fairsick? I want to see Fairsick. No offense to Taz.
No offense to
No
Taz.
offense to Taz, right?
So far, Taz has been a really good addition to the EVOS Legends roster, right? Fairsick, I think I mentioned it before, I think last week, but I'm like, Taz's Fairsick's highest of highs is higher than Taz, but his lowers of lows is lower than Taz.
Taz is more consistent. That's it, right?
No, I want to say it my way.
Okay, yeah.
It's
We get
more
it.
complicated, and people end up like thinking like, you know,
Yeah, why do it
why
easy
can't
when you
you
can do it hard?
Yeah. That's the
Hashtag
Eterna.
Eterna.
That's the
That's my
Eterna.
motto,
That's
guys.
Eterna's way of life, right?
Eterna
never give up
2022.
and show them that you guys are not a rabbit anymore.
I think they got the
Ooh.
wrong team. I think the Rabbit is
I think it's supposed to
Bigatron
be Bigatron,
Alpha.
yeah, I was about to mention.
Against RRQ, but it's fine. It's fine. Keep supporting Geek until be yourself and never surrender. Hashtag GeekFam, hashtag GeekFamID. Just to make it clear, it's not GeekFamMY. Hashtag once geek, once a geek, always a fam. Is it once a geek, always a slate now, or is it still the same?
Clean slate.
One slate, always a geek.
All right. All right.
Moving on.
We're actually getting
Moving
a bit
on.
too creative.
On your screen here, you can see the supporters in the venue here at Manara, Kuningan. And we actually changed the venue. Before it was EXO Hall, and we moved to Manara, Kuningan. And even with a change of venue, man, these supporters, they still show up. And I get it. Both of their fan bases are called fam. Because they're always there.
EVOS
when you need
fams,
them the most.
Geek fams.
Exactly.
Geek fans are definitely out there as far as one of the most passionate
You don't say
supporters.
geek fams, you say geek
Oh,
fans.
the Geek fans.
Yeah.
But I was just making a point that if your team hasn't been doing that well for so long, and yet you're still an avid supporter, that requires dedication, man. So there's respect there for the Geek fans, especially the OG ones from back then, Mirko, as you would say.
I have a Geek jersey. Does that make me a Geek fan?
You have a
Fan?
geek jersey?
Yeah, they sent one to me.
What?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
It has my name on it.
Geek Slate, my loyalty can be bought. In
Casters.
case I didn't make it clear enough at M4, my loyalty can be bought. Send me one of those jerseys, but we're also jumping back into the game where no one has died. It's still Turtle number 3. Beloy with the Tyrant's Revenge, pretty short there, not gonna go for the engage all the way. Shadera is able to zone Taz away, not gonna go for the steal. Jana picks it up, and that's a neutral objective over to the side of Geek Slate.
What is going on with Peacock? He's so far in, and it doesn't seem like Geek Slate were able to clear those waves properly. So other than that, EVOS Legends have also actually picked up a turret in the top side.
Second tier turret too, but look at this play coming in. Blazing Duet as well. That's gonna be Brand's taken out, and Dreams soon to follow. A boy flickers in though.
Oh, that's Divine Judgment by Dreams. That's another. Uh-oh, taunted up.
Oh!
He is gonna fall, and that is a trade. But I think it's a trade that Geek Slate will take any day of the week. Chadera also stealing away a few camps in the jungle as they rotate back into the mid lane.
It's not looking too good for EVOS Legends so far. Geek Slate been able to get a lot of pickoffs on the board, get more favorable trades, and actually win a lot of more of those neutral objective. And that kind of concerns me. What was the point of the Akai being picked up if, up until this point, it doesn't seem like EVOS Legends were able to contest?
It does seem like EVOS Legends are trying to trade as much as possible here. They've gotten 2 turrets, one tier 2 turret though, so it's still pretty good for them. And I think they want to wait until the backline, Brands and Hijumi, are somewhat more secure, right? Once the game drags on, Luke will start losing that one-shot potential on that Lapu Lapu, and I think that's what they're waiting on as a boy gets jumped on.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh boy!
How?
It was a bait? No way! They're not gonna get anything just yet as Jana is able to zone them away. A boy, maybe at first it was miscalculation, then he just carried it through with his mechanics, and meanwhile on the bottom side, Psycon's actually losing out on the 1v1 against Chidera on this quad. Beloy, missing Dreams just a bit, flickering out. Dreams looking for the Divine Judgment, but Luke pops in the Brave Spider defensively. Look at Chidera. He needs to be very careful here. Dreams actually does not have a Divine Judgment, so Chidera can go all the way here, but he decides to just wait in that bush.
Man, I think you can see the Dream just holding on to the Divine Judgment, not using it, just put so much pressure as Hijumi gets jumped on, flickers out.
Oh, that's gonna be the Blazing Duet. Wreaking havoc in the back line as Dreams is taken very, very low. Still respect towards the Divine Judgment. That's not even off of cooldown, but Geek Slate are looking to go for the mid lane now. He's looking to go for a Chidera with a beautiful BMI. Gets out, baits out the dash, and now it's Geek Slate with a free. Oh,
Huh?
Beloy clapping his hands as that was a brilliant play. That's what happened.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah, I was about to mention, right? And even then at Geek Slate, even though they weren't able to get any members of EVOS Legends load, they bought themselves a lot more time to get that board uncontested. The fact that Browns and Hikume had to recall early bought them enough time to be able to take that. But Dreams has something to say about this.
Against Jana, though, that's the front liner. Taz gonna be gone. Luke flickers forward, finds a stun on the Dreams, and that's the Brave Spider, buying a lot of time, but it's a shutdown. It's even a double for Brands. The lore that was taken, not gonna be utilized in full by Geek Slate as they were caught off guard.
They just went in there with the Blazing Duet, and a boy jumps in as well, but they got cancelled by Psychots, making a surprise appearance. He hasn't been in the fights thus far in the big team fights, but now he makes an appearance and has a huge impact with the crowd control, the mini crowd control, and the crowd control immunity. So already split pushing early on, and now finally participating in these big team fights. So Geek Slate now needs to be a bit more careful. The Lord, though, is on the bottom side as EVOS Legends makes plays on the other side of the map here. This could be something that Geek Slate can take advantage of.
Beloy finally clapping his hands, finding a panda this time. Not just applauding his team, but Geek Slate with the Lord are still able to find this despite them getting caught. Luke and Jana are in the mid lane. They're actually utilizing the waves really well. Now Divine Judgment onto Beloy. I think they're going to be happy with that. Shadera jumps into the blazing duel onto the back line, but he is going to be melted down. A boy with the stolen RWM is dealing some damage. He finds the kill. Brans has been caught, and even in the top side, Psychots is down. Geek Slate finding so many big trades on the board.
So worth it for them as well. The way that they're able to go about all of this is quite insane, and it's interesting. Geek Slate, they're playing it safer than EVOS Legends for sure. They're not gambling as much as EVOS Legends. I mean, the play in the top side, it didn't really work out for them as Beloyski goes in once again.
Beloy clapping dreams. Luke gonna be brought back by the Divine Judgment. Luke with the bravest fighter. No way, no way. Okay, finally they are punished for being 1 HP. A boy is still able to find a tier 2, backs off as he steals away the real world manipulation.
Geek Slate equalizing and even taking the gold lead. They were down turrets early on, even though they were winning in all the neutral objective takes. But with that sequence of events, they've taken about four different turrets from EVOS Legends. More than that even, and now with only the base turrets left, it's a 2k gold lead for Geek Slate. And if you look at the backline, EVOS is better, but now Taz gets taken out. Geek Slate completely taking over the map right here, pressuring EVOS Legends, trying to lock them inside their own base.
Luckily, the timing wasn't too perfect. I mean, if Taz was forced to be taken out just moments away before the Lord spawns, and that would have been Geek Slate being able to get a wonderful trade in that neutral objective, taking that Lord for themselves. But EVOS Legends, even despite everything, they are still staying relevant in the game. You can see Psychot still already pushing there at the top side. And even though Brans has been quite behind, he's still able to have that much of damage, that much impact, and that much more items, honestly. And Geek Slate, they need to start respecting Brans's damage.
Yeah, I agree. You know what else I agree on? The caster curse. Because Eterna, you literally just said that Taz, he's the consistent one. He's 2 and 5 right now, and he isn't able to secure a lot of neutral objectives. And I like the fact that you pointed it out literally right before this game started, or actually during the pause. So right after the pause, that's when Taz stopped getting neutral objectives, Arashi.
What's going on?
That's just unfortunate, man.
It's the caster pressure.
Caster pressure. Well, there's pressure from Geek Slate right now for sure. And EVOS Legends, they have a lot of high ground potential. They have Brans doing a lot of damage. Hijume with the multiple wands, but he is vulnerable. So now it's about who can get that pick off first, who can burst down before the fight even begins first. Because Beloy is looking for the chance, just threatening it, getting the turret, using the help of the Lord. And now EVOS will be able to clear it down, and it's back to the waiting board for both these teams.
But remember, a boy has the Holy Crystal.
Oh!
Fine judge with a flicker. Beloy finding the Tyrant's Revenge, but not able to use the Tyrant's Rage just yet, but it baits the entire team. Beloy, we're losing the immortality right now, but Brans pops it over to nature in the backline, still able to kite away for a bit, but he will be slain as Chadera is able to pop back in with a BMI against Hijume, forcing the flicker out. Chadera is big at this point of the game. Beloy is walking him down with the Tyrant's Revenge as well. Might be looking for his pass. He's going to be able to jump in, but Chadera jumps in onto the base.
The tower!
He's taken down. Jana and Beloy without minions. Geek Slate have made a massive mistake. Jana, with immortality still intact, is going to be able... No, he's going to lose it. Taz now looking for the CC. Jana doesn't have... No, he does have the Appraiser's Wrath. He can look for an outplay here, but he doesn't pop it in time. And it's a wipeout for EVOS Legends. 1 second on the board for a boy and Luke. That means Geek Slate are still in this game, but that was a big mistake.
Oh, I had a heart attack. You can see the base already going so low. It was so close for Geek Slate to get that 2-1, but I think they got a little too hasty. As of now, we're going to take a look at the instant replay, and Beloyski, man.
They all just go in right here to try and go for the end, but EVOS, they were able to clear out the minions because they still have Hijume, the clearing tool of their team. But now with an advantage, they're trying to push it, man. A boy won't be in the fight for 33 seconds. make a play happen. They have cash on Dream. They go for
Oh!
Beloy.
Divine Judgment right now. Beloy still able to find the target match at the range. Knocking Brands in. Chadera dealing with damage 3. Hitting the backside as he backs out onto the BMI. Luke also jumping on the task. Finding the kill. But Luke will fall. He gets the shielding. But it's not enough. Chadera with one nature now. Jumping on the 3 members. But will jump back onto that BMI. Topside turret taken low by the minion waves. And it will be a turret take for EVOS Legends. They have equalized in turrets. And they are back in this game.
So unfortunate for GEEK SLATE. Beloyski was able to get a Tyrant's Rage and Revenge really perfectly on to Bronze of all people, but unfortunately, the follow-up was not there. The follow-up was late. Luke came in with the bravest fighter, but unfortunately, that initial shock from the combo coming in from Beloyski was already not on the board, and unfortunately there, GEEK SLATE allowed EVOS Legends to come back in this game.
If you look at the waves though, GEEK SLATE still has the pressure, they still have the vision. Chadera will yoink that purple buff away, but the Lord is now still in control of GEEK SLATE. If they can go for a proper fight, allowing Chadera to do a lot of damage to everyone on the side of EVOS Legends, they have a chance at this. But if the fight just drags on and it becomes a basic attack battle, Brands definitely has more to say in the situation as Cyclones goes once again for that split push.
So active. He just constantly gives pressure for GEEK SLATE, especially when he knows that they're about to go for a 5v5, but Lapu Lapu is already there here. Beloyski looks for an engage.
No way! Tops has stolen away the Lord from GEEK SLATE! They went for the contest against the Apply as Dreams now jumps in with the Divine Judgment, but will be popped in. Sidecross in the back line. Chadera with a Purify and with a Nature still able to kite away from now, but Deathman finds its mark, and now it may just be EVOS Legends with a comeback. Luke gets the stun, but will be caught in the Divine Judgment. A boy forced to back away. He's away with the flicker. A boy looking for the outplay, gets it down. All alone though against 4 members from EVOS Legends with the Enhanced Lord in the top side as well. The miniways in the mid lane. Will they be able to do it? A boy with a heavy spin. He buys it, he takes it, but he's not going to be able to defend the base as Brands takes him out, and EVOS continue their win streak in MPL Indonesia.
2-1 for the White Tigers, and they are looking super strong. Man, that was such a close game with GEEK SLATE. But unfortunately, it was EVOS Legends to be able to come out on top. But not unfortunate for the fans here.
Wow, man, it was that close. GEEK SLATE were at the doors of victory, but they get turned away by EVOS, who were able to just turn it around, get the fights they need, and go for the end. It all happens just that quick in the late game. And EVOS, despite all the challenges, despite all the